like Arabic, we've been taught how to go into Arabic dictionary and look up the key words and kind of reflect to see what is God saying to humanity. With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Surely we produced it and made him comfortable. In a night which distinguished itself by the means of the beginning of the arrival of the education in it. And what caused you to be informed is such and such. What is the night which was noble, starting the descending of the education in it? We're using the word education for Quran. It is the night which was distinguished as the dissension of the education in it. It is a word of high esteem, firmly rooted as a preferred choice for the benefit of the majority of those who use it for 1,000 months. Its foundation is firmly established. The angels humbly come down slowly and proceed step by step. And the angel Gabriel, on him peace, by the will and command of their sustainer, peaceful living and submission it is, until a time period of ascension, the removal of darkness of night away from the light of the dawn. And God speaks the truth. Thank you. Salamu alaikum, the peace be unto you.
I would now like to request His Excellency Ambassador Jalil Abbas Jalani to please give his welcome remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, distinguished guests. Thank you so much for joining us at this annual Iftar dinner being hosted by us. We are really honored by your presence. This Interfaith Iftar affords an opportunity to gather and reflect on our commonalities during this holy month of Ramadan. Today, we have representatives from major religions of the world who are gathered here this evening. We have Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhs, and people of other faith who are present here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, religious freedom and pluralism are pillars of a free society. We have gathered to celebrate humanity and eternal human values that form part of all religious traditions. All the faiths have certain core principles that overlap, teaching kindness, humility, and good behavior towards fellow mankind. Pakistan is a diverse country. It is home to a multitude of ethnicities, cultures, and religions. Our homeland has a rich history of peaceful coexistence. It can be traced back to antiquity. The Indus Valley civilization witnessed the genesis of and nurtured some of the major religions and religious traditions. Glorious mosques, beautiful churches, famous Sikh gurdwaras, and historic Hindu temples form part of the religio-cultural mosaic in our country. Religious tolerance and harmony form part of our genetic code. The same tolerance is further entrenched in the teachings of Islam. It is a religion that signifies peace by its nomenclature. The essence of Islam is indeed finding the middle way and respect for fellow human beings. There is no place for aggression, cruelty, or injustice in teachings of Islam. In fact, a true believer is ordained to respect all other religions and their respective beliefs. I believe this message is common to all religions represented at this event, and I'm sure that when the other speakers they would follow me, they would convey the same message to all our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, in this background, it is indeed unfortunate that religion is sometimes used as a pretext to promote bigotry. This has fueled the menace of terrorism. It has emerged as the single largest threat to contemporary existence. The international community needs to fight this battle of ideas in concert. It is necessary for us to engage with one another to discuss differences of opinion and respect others' beliefs. In an interconnected world of technology and social media, there have been tendencies to portray a negative picture of religion, leading to intolerance. Politically motivated fear-mongering is a divisive practice resulting in hate and violence. In a globalized world, we need to promote religious and national identities based on common cherished values of peace and amity. Pakistan has been actively involved in international efforts to curb terrorism and extremism. We have made countless sacrifices to eliminate this phenomenon. As the worst victim of terrorism, our demonstrated commitment to fighting this plague is second to none. On the diplomatic front, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan, as the chair of the OIC group at the UN, has been playing the lead role in building consensus on religious intolerance. We believe the universal acceptance of human rights offers the best framework to address religious intolerance. Interfaith harmony is an important component of this approach that needs to be implemented in letter and spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, I was present at the funeral of one of the greatest sportsmen and human rights activist, late Muhammad Ali, in Kentucky last month. It was heartening to see people of all religions, races, ethnicities, gathered to pay respect to a great boxer. We saw imams, we saw priests and rabbis gave a message of harmony and inclusion. And I think that message was very important, not only for the people who had gathered there, but also that message was important for people of all faiths around the world. Today, more than ever before, we need religion and its common spiritual underpinnings as a unifying force for good. Let us at this interfaith gathering reiterate the resolve to reject hatred, terrorism, and extremism. Let us also reiterate the resolve to work together towards promoting peace and harmony. We have a responsibility to bequeath a peaceful planet to our future generation. I propose that we think globally and act locally to that end. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for your presence this evening.
In response to our grief and fears following the shootings in Orlando and just the most recent one in Istanbul, I want to read a passage from the Christian Bible from St. Paul's letter to the Romans, a passage that is often read during times of fear and anxiety. But a little background about the passage. In 35 to 40 in the Christian or the Common Era, Saul of Tarsus was a Jewish leader who encountered the risen Jesus while traveling on the road to Damascus to receive Jewish Christians and bring them back to Jerusalem, as ones that had strayed. His encounter with Jesus filled him with new faith. He was baptized and began his mission to spread Christianity throughout the Mediterranean area. Saul became Paul, his Roman name. Paul wrote letters of encouragement to the newly formed churches he established in Greece, Turkey, and Rome. These early Christian communities, fearing persecution, were in hiding from the Roman authorities because Christianity was not yet a legal religion. One of his last letters to the Christians in Rome contains some of the most encouraging words to those who fear discrimination, persecution, and death at the hands of their enemies. A reading from chapter 8. For all who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. For you did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received a spirit of adoption. When we cry, Abba, Father, it is that very Spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ, if in fact we suffer with him, so that we may also be glorified with him. I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory to be revealed to us. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the children of God. Now hope that is seen is not hope, for who hopes for what is seen? But if we hope for what we do not see, we should wait for it with patience. Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we ought, but that very Spirit intercedes with sighs too deep for words. And God, who searches the heart, knows what is the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God.
Ambassador Jalil, people of Pakistan, this embassy, but forgive me, my statement, the original prayer, will be devoted to someone, the one, above all human beings and all institutions. My beloved Adonai, what a sweet feeling it is to gather with my cousins from throughout the family of Adam and Eve. You have given us so much, Adonai: trees, oceans, ethics, math, music, love. So how are we doing with what you have given us? I am not at all satisfied. As a Jew, I have been taught to dream of a time on earth when, in the words of our prophet Isaiah, swords will be beaten into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks, when nations shall not lift up sword against nation, and we shall learn war no more. May we come to realize that dream and to understand that it is our duty to pave the way for those blessings and not to take your gifts for granted. Adonai, we human beings live today during a time of great challenges. We are challenged to work for peace among warring tribes and to serve our environment as custodians, not exploiters, givers, not just takers. We are challenged also to speak truth to power and to show compassion to those who are ill or who suffer from ignorance, which is among the worst of illnesses. Tonight, though, we face not only challenges, but opportunities. We can take stock in the majestic ritual of a fast devoted to your holy name. And what an honor it is to participate in an interfaith iftar, where the human family gathers to sing your praises and build our bridges. At this iftar, we recognize our power to make peace and pursue justice. At this iftar, we are reminded what it is that is most high, is not a tower or a star, but rather you, Adonai. It is you whose infinity and mystery we can label, but cannot even begin to comprehend. It is you who ground us in empathy for one another, motivation to help one another, and insight about what it means to help and what it means to hinder. Let us all tonight dedicate ourselves to recognizing our power to repair this world without further delay. And let us work together with both pride and humility. Pride in recognizing our gifts as servants of the divine, and humility as recognizing how tiny we are in relation to you, our wondrous Lord, our ultimate benefactor. Adonai, as we feel weaker in body this evening, we grow stronger in spirit and more loving in our hearts. And above all other names, we give that love to you.
Assalamu alaikum. Excellency, Jilani Saab, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, on your behalf, thank Ambassador Jilani for continuing to patronize this wonderful gathering. It really is a great gesture and symbolizes exactly what he was saying. I shall read the opening chapter of the Holy Quran, first in English, then in Arabic. It is considered by scholars as the heart of the Quran. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship, Thee alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom Thou hast favored, not the path of those whom earn Thine anger, nor of those who go astray.
Now Mr. William Aiken is going to offer the Buddhist prayer.
Thank you. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
So today, we gather in friendship to break the fast during this holy month. Sadly, we do this again at a time of great conflict and suffering in the world. So today, as a Buddhist, I want to take this moment, and I've had the really good fortune to be able to participate in this iftar over the years, and I have great appreciation to the Embassy of Pakistan and to Mr. Ambassador for hosting this and bringing together this ripple of goodwill that is so badly needed in the world today. And I want to, this evening, take a moment to share a reflection. It's actually from my Buddhist teacher, a man named Daisaku Ikeda. He's a great modern Buddhist thinker. And he's a person who puts great faith in dialogue, and he said, as ripples of dialogue multiply and spread, they have the potential to generate the kind of sea change that will redirect the forces of fanaticism and dogmatism. The cumulative effect of such seemingly small efforts is, I believe, sufficient to redirect the current of the times, end quote. The Holy Quran teaches that we are created in such immense diversity so that we may come to know each other. But that knowing of each other does not happen without courageous effort. And so tonight, let us bless those who make that effort. And may we ourselves never give up in that quest. Thank you very much.